Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another video. So, if you're new, be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell, and join the family. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and help your girl out. Now, guys, you guys know that a lot is going on in the celebrity world in terms of celebrity, trending topics, scoops, gossips, people passing, Jay-Z getting exposed, Bianca Censori and Ye looking happier now more than ever, and all of that jazz. So a lot is going on. We have a lot to cover. But specifically in this video, we're going to talk about Ye and Bianca because we like to keep up to date with what the media outlets are reporting on this couple, because you guys know that from time to time there are some attacks being thrown in there, and we want to know all the mischievous stuff they're saying, if they're saying anything mischievous or if they're just doing fair and concise reporting. Now, specifically, we're going to pull this report from none other than TMZ. TMZ saying Kanye West and Bianca Censori, all smiles wrapped up in white, appear more upbeat than last we saw. If you guys don't know what they're talking about, Ye and Bianca was seen a few weeks ago before that, former America's Next Top Model lawsuit, right? I forgot her name. What's her name? Someone remind me of her name. Is her name Jane? Someone remind me, right? So she came out with some allegations against Ye. But before the allegations were reported, we saw Ye and Bianca at a restaurant. Their emotion wasn't one that we could detect by even looking at a photo, because even though they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, a picture is also tricky at times, and it can convey the wrong message. So when we look at that photo the last time, we couldn't tell if Ye and Bianca was just annoyed. We could not tell if, they were annoyed by just people always having cameras, taking photographs of them when they just want to have, their meal in peace. So we really could not look at a photograph and tell what was going on, because they also appear to be annoyed in the photo, right? So the reason why TMZ is saying that is because of that photo that we've just, described. But let's get into this report, shall we? Because you're saying Kanye West and Bianca Censori are still living it up in Tokyo, just recently being snapped while visiting a mall there. The high-profile couple mugged for the cameras, both in all white, Bianca in a skin-tight ensemble as they took in the city's nightlife. Okay, they seem to be in a much happier mood than the last time we saw them, which was last week in Yukio restaurant in Tokyo, where they looked pretty glummed face. Now, Kanye and Bianca have been doing a lot of traveling lately. She was in Los Angeles earlier this month, going shopping and hitting up Disneyland before flying back to Tokyo, where they've been spending more time together. So, that's that. It seems as though TMZ is like, you know what? We're going to leave this couple alone because we can't figure them out. We cannot tell what they're up to, really. What we see sometimes is maybe not what is going on. So maybe, that's all they can say, because they don't want to be wrong again, knowing that they have been wrong so much, but tell you what, people will treasure the people who lies a lot, but a creator like me, that reports the fact, oftentimes people, they think that I should be making up stories about you. They're like, Kanye is never wrong for you. It's not as though the guy is never wrong for me. If you have been paying attention, you would know that there's no such thing on my channel. It's just that we have been following the patterns of the orchestrated attacks against Ye so much. And because he told us that it would be coming, at first when I saw the lawsuits, I thought it was just lawsuits. But then when I observed the pattern and the things that were being said in the lawsuits, and how when these people do an interview on national TV, the words do not match or reflect to the lawsuit. They keep changing their words. It's as though someone is giving them a script and telling them what they need to do or else. And, people are just really also, because as I've shared with you guys, once they realize that Ye has made a money, they want some of that money. They don't care, even if they have nothing to do with that money. They act as though, you know what? That's our money and I want my portion. That's literally how these people behave. So as such, they come out with these lawsuits crying with their lies and all of that. And because we're in the era of, women basically declaring violence on men because that's literally what is happening at this point. There are victims out there and make no mistakes. There are true, real victims out there. But what is happening also is that violence is being declared on men wrongfully. So many women are stepping forward to say things happen to them that has never happened. And what this does really is to discredit others because there are true victims out there. As I've always said to you guys, there are real victims of even Sean Diddy Combs that really hasn't stepped forward as yet. And these bulk of lawsuits that are coming up, like 100, 200, those are not real victims for the most part. I'm not saying that not all of them. I'm saying for the most part, they're not real victims because the mere fact that even Busby has to be saying this is an example of the instrument Sean Diddy Combs used. Like, they don't want an example. They want facts. Put in some facts. Do your groundwork because we need to know exactly what goes on with these, people. What is it that Sean Diddy Combs is doing? And we need the real victims to step forward. So we just need some people who are actual victims to file some lawsuits. And we need to see these people getting their lawsuits settled. We want to see them being compensated. And we want to see people being held accountable for their actions against these innocent individuals. So we just want to see the good vibes flowing, people being held accountable. And what we want to see is that when the accountability is rolling out, it encourages real victims to step forward. We don't want these fallacious lawsuits to be hampering, on the conscience of the true victims. Because when they look and they see so many people stepping forward and saying this happened, that happened, and then the court realize that what these people are saying happened, did not happen, the real victims are going to be there watching and saying, you know what, I'm not going to step forward because I don't want them to think I'm lying just the same. And that's really not good for victims because what it does, it really throws them into further depression and it makes them feel more like, they are to be blamed. You were wrong. If you weren't so stupid, this wouldn't have happened to you. Or if you were smarter, this wouldn't have happened to you. And no one should feel that way. So it is important for the real victims to step forward, their stories be heard, and for them to be vindicated and get the justice that they need. So I'm just, saying that I know we were talking about Ye, but sometimes, one thing connects to the other. So what we're saying is that because we're in the era of lawsuits and so many people have stepped forward to accuse others of doing things that they haven't done to some of those individuals, they believe that they can use this as an excuse to innocently attack Ye, because even when they sign up to be a video vixen and they say, okay, for this, music video, we want someone to do XYZ. And when they sign up for to do XYZ and collect the money to do XYZ, they then come back years, suing when they could have walked off set and, sue for breach of contract because that wasn't in your contract. It was a breach of contract. And by every right, you have the right to take legal action because there's no way anyone should be tricked into doing something or to be lowered into something that they did not initially agree to. So I'm just saying, let's promote and support victims coming forward. And for the fallacious attempts, let's call them out and expose them so that people can feel encouraged coming forward and say, yes, this is my experience. This is how it happened. That's not the instrument was used, but this was rather the instrument that is used. That is not the substance that was used, but this is rather the substance that was used. I hope this makes sense to you all. So that's all I have to say about that. Let me know your thoughts while you're at it. Thumbs up, subscribe, stay safe, and see you guys later. Bye guys.